Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe that spirits can choose certain items to communicate with the living? Maybe it's just me, but I've always secretly hoped to gain new otherworldly friends whenever I buy a thrifted item or an antique. Hello and welcome to the Sunken Compass, my home bar. I'm Angela, your haunted hostess and creator of Pretty Spooky, which is a lifestyle brand and the grown-up's guide for how to have Halloween fun year-round. Since tiki feels like the grown-up version of Halloween, I find tricks to reduce its sugary impacts and keep the treats flowing year-round for my home bar guests and myself. Here at the Sunken Compass, I refer to myself as the haunted hostess because there are just tons of spirits sitting around. Lamps and lights seem to be the chosen method that my spectral bar guests communicate with the living. I have lights in my back bar cabinet that come on all by themselves all the time. And the lit swizzle from the Dark and Stormy but Lit episode comes on by itself 3 a.m. most mornings, even though I turn it off every time. So even if you're a skeptic and you can explain away these occurrences, it still would be fun to imagine who your ghosts might be, why they're making themselves known, and what they have to say. And I'm hoping that this thrifted lamp was owned by a very cool granny who frequented tiki bars during the golden era of tiki and will completely appreciate how I'm about ready to Frankenstein her wicker wonder into a swell swag. And if not, I at least hope that Mrs. Cooper, the former owner of this home, will like the new addition to her decor, because she hasn't always been fond of our choices. But more on that in a moment. First, I want to share my plans for this Goodwill goodie, explain why I think it has good tiki bones, and I'll talk more about ghosts while I breathe new tiki life into this old corpse of a lamp. And to celebrate its resurrection, I'll make a classic cocktail from the Savoy cocktail book and Trader Vic's Bartender's Guide, the Corpse Reviver No.2, which seems like a very fitting way to toast my new creation. Now back to the ghostly glow. When I saw this lamp, it immediately reminded me of a wicker version of a Chinese restaurant lantern, just out of order. Because tiki bars served Cantonese food, and then Chinese restaurants began serving tiki cocktails, it's a perfect fit. My home tiki bar already has some Asian influences, therefore I knew exactly how I'd reincarnate this lamp and give it a new, more exotic life this time around. My plan is to keep the wicker center, move the base and the center rod that holds the electrical socket to the top, but facing downward and inside the wicker center. That leaves an open bottom for me to add some thrifted tropical fabric, black of course, and a tassel that is common in Chinese lanterns. I'll use a thrifted embroidery hoop to hold the fabric and tassel so I can access the bulb if needed. And that's it. No rewiring, no electrical work. This should be so easy that even a cadaver can do it. I won't need the shade, and hopefully I can find a way to use it in a different lamp build later. I've already given it a decent vacuuming, so we're ready to start disassembling and talking about ghosts, especially Mrs. Cooper. Our house was built in 1954 and is an awesome mid-century ranch, which we stupidly thought needed updating. And every effort to modernize the look of the home was met with difficulty. We believe it's Mrs. Cooper telling us to stop messing up her house, and we've finally begun to listen. We now want to undo the silly 2000s additions and return it to its 1950s splendor, pink bathroom, pink kitchen, and all. We think she's the one who turns on the lights, just to let us know she's still here. And it started when we transformed the mostly unused formal dining room into our home bar, the Sunken Compass. So I think she approves, and we like to imagine that she enjoys the space as much as we do. And obviously, she's a party girl since the lights are on to the wee hours of the morn. Who knows? Maybe she's here with us now. My thought is that Mrs. Cooper would appreciate a new ghostly gal pal to keep her company. And that's why I hope this lamp is connected to a former owner who can sit, or float, on the Whitcoe Dragon Couch and discuss mid-century decor and proper homemaking over some tasty cocktails. Perhaps that is why certain bottles become mysteriously emptier than I last remembered. Sure, there are skeptics that will say there are electrical or electronic reasons for these light anomalies, especially in an older home. But it's fun to think that there's a swinging spectral shindig in our tiki bar that looks like a mid-century version of Disney's Haunted Mansion ballroom scene, with all the bamboo betties and jungle gyms and matching Alfred Shaheen honeymoon sets floating around to Martin Denny, sipping zombies and corpse revivers. If you've got it, haunt it. Am I right? And there are plenty of well-known accounts of haunted objects like Robert the Doll and Annabelle, or the Hope Diamond and Rudolph Valentino's ring, and even James Dean's Porsche. While all of these have negative events surrounding them, it seems that ghosts are just like the living. Some are nicer than others. When other people get scared of ghosts at night, they have to turn the lights on themselves. But my kind spirits do it for me. Plus, I like to think that I throw the type of party that attracts the right crowd of cool cats and keen kittens from beyond. So my ghost guests are full of the aloha spirit. Before I hang my new Franken lamp and jolt it to life with electricity, I need to make the cocktail that will toast its revival, the Corpse Reviver No.2. The Sunken Compass guest menu describes the Corpse Reviver No.2 as gin, lemon, Lillet Blanc, orange liqueur, and a hint of absinthe, served up with a lemon twist. I'll drop the link in the description for the episode of where I made my own home bar menus, no design skills necessary. And I even have a Sunken Compass exclusive, the Corpse Reviver 2.5, which is exactly the same as the Reviver No.2, but make it sparkling. I was just planning on making the traditional Corpse Reviver No.2, but I might also make the 2.5, for Mrs. Cooper, of course. The Sunken Compass Bartender's menu describes the Corpse Reviver No.2 as 3/4 ounce lemon juice, 1/4 ounce absinthe, 1/2 ounce orange liqueur, 3/4 ounce Lillet Blanc, 1 ounce gin, spindle blend or shake, double strain, serve up in a small coupe with a flying lemon twist. The recipe for the Corpse Reviver No.2.5 is the same as above, but make it sparkling and serve it in a larger coupe. And while Cocchi Americano is the modern match to the original, I'm using the International Bartenders Association recipe, which specifies Lillet Blanc instead. Because how can a worldwide organization of the most skilled bartenders be wrong? If you try the recipes, let me know what you thought and how it went in the comments. I'd love to know how these recipes and methods compare to others you've tried. And if you prefer yours to be low carb on the high seas now too. This feels like a good spot for our new lamp to live its new life. I just wanted to say that I loved being your Haunted Hostess. You're a wonderful guest and you're welcome back always. And it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. And when I say we, I'm including Mrs. Cooper and her phantasmic friends. Here's to the new lamp that will be a light in the darkness. We invite its ghostly guests to warm our home and brighten our days. May your light never fade. Cheers. Since tiki feels like the grown-up version, lamps and lights seem to be the... Am I making this creak, but not when I try. What am I doing with my hands? Hello, dragon head. I think I'm gripping your eyeball. Nope, here's your eyeball. That's your eyebrow. Okay. Let's keep doing the hand things. I think that this thrifted tiki, it's not a tiki lamp yet. My elbow fell off. To a swell swag. That's hard to say. Well, I breathe a little tiki light and my hands are doing weird things. All right. Fly away. I'm gonna try that one more time. Do 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 do. What do I do with my hands? One more time that is less weird. because this is so awkward. Before I hang my new Franken lamp, before I hang my new Franken lamp. Okay. This is crazy. Before I hang my new Franken lamp, I'll draw that. Why can't I say this? Ooh, that's a lot.